This video is going to be super crucial for you if you are an English learner, because in this video I am going to share with you my English fluency journey, and I am going to show you exactly how I have become a fluent speaker in this language from scratch using only one strategy. By the way, I have used a lot of techniques and tips to become fluent in this language, but those all the tricks that I had used were not intentional. The strategy I am going to talk about in this video was intentional, and I used it for almost 1 year, and I ended up becoming a fluent speaker in this language. And if you are someone struggling with speaking English fluently, I think you should watch this video till the end, because by the end of this video you will find your solution and you will become a fluent speaker if you follow what I say. This is my promise. But before I do that, let me show you a clip of mine from November 2023 so that you will be able to know how bad I was at speaking English just 1 year ago.
First of all, I will question you that what do you think is the best way to practice English, or how do you think we should practice English? Is there any magical way of practicing English, or you do just practice as you do, or you just take guidance from someone who already have been on a position of well speaking English? So how do you just make sure that
So yeah, this is me back in 2023, like back in November 2023, and now you can notice how much I have improved my English. And whenever I watch this video, I always thanked myself. Like, I never stopped learning, I never stopped improving myself. Like, if you are someone struggling with speaking English right now, if you are not able to articulate your thoughts well in this language, the fact is it is going to take time. You don't have to panic. It is not going to happen overnight. Like, you are not going to become a fluent speaker overnight. But I promise, if you stick with what I am saying for at least 6 months, I promise that you will become a confident and a fluent speaker. This is my promise. So now let me talk about that one strategy that made the most impact on my communication skills in English. Now it's time for the strategy. But before I talk about that strategy, I live in a small village. I don't have anyone whom I can talk English with. I don't have anyone whom I can practice English with. Basically, I don't have many friends. I have only one friend in my village, and he is always busy with his own thing, so I don't try to bother him. So that's when I get the chance to practice this strategy every single day. The strategy is, I have downloaded an English stories app, and what I do with that app is I read a story every single day, and what I do after reading is I try to repeat the story I read in my own words. This way I am exposing myself to new sentences, to new words, to new vocabulary, and this is something you can do to become a fluent speaker in this language. And this is something I have been doing for the last 1 year. Like, this has the ability to transform your communication skills in English completely. Let me show you how I do. I have shot a video doing that, and I want to show you that. Now it's time for me to show you how I use this single strategy. So as I told you, I read a story and then I try to repeat the same story in my own words. This way I expose myself to new words, to new vocabulary every single day. And today I have read a story about greedy dogs, and I'm going to tell you that story in my video. Most importantly, how can you do this? So first of all, you have to read a story, and then you have to record yourself talking about that story, and then you have to review your video, and you have to re-watch your video to see where you are making mistake, what kind of words you are not able to pronounce well, and you have to check everything. In this way you are going to improve your English drastically. I am always reading stories because I want to become good at a storytelling. That is why I'm always reading. So now let me talk about the story I have read today. It's about greedy dog. So now let me tell you that story. There was a angry dog searching for food. After a long, exhausting search, he smelled a delicious aroma. He went closer in the direction of that aroma and he found a piece of meat and decided that he would go home and then eat. But on his way home, there was a wooden bridge that he had to cross to get to his home. So while he was crossing, he saw his own reflection in the water, thinking that there was another dog carrying another piece of meat. As he was greedy, he thought of attacking that another dog, which was his own reflection. So basically, he thought for attacking his own reflection in the water, thinking that there was another dog carrying another piece of meat. So he attacked his own reflection in the water. When he fell into the water, and when the piece of meat he was carrying sank deeply and disappeared, and when he came out of the water with nothing, he was very upset. He was very upset. He returned home with no food. He was hungry again, and he realized that being greedy leads to misery. On the other hand, being content and satisfied leads to happiness. So yeah, this was the story of the greedy dog. So this is how I practice, and I did this every single day. Like, I remember there had not been a day when I did not practice storytelling. So if you want to become a good storyteller, if you want to become a fluent speaker in English, this is something you can do. Like, this is what helped me become a fluent speaker. And if you found this video helpful, I want you to hit the like button, and I also want you to subscribe to this channel because it motivates me to make more videos.